Hey guys, it's India here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I have on this little baby. It's a review and demo on the Maybelline SuperStay Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. It has been such a long time since I've done a foundation review, so I was super excited when I heard this was coming out. Plus, I love Maybelline foundation. So real quick before we jump into this review and demo, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please do. Just click that red button down below and don't forget to turn your notifications on, that little bell, so you will be updated whenever I will post another video. Alright, let's get into this video. This foundation retails for $11.99. I bought my foundation from Ulta. They do sell it anywhere foundations are sold, but you have to do a little research because if your state is like my state, it's always a little slow when the new releases come. So the only place that I could actually find this at right now is Ulta. But of course, if you go to like maybe Walmart or Target, it might be a couple dollars cheaper than $11.99, so you might be able to get it for $9.99. It comes in 16 shades. On the darker end, there are about 4 shades. Maybe you could do 5, but darker end it's 4 shades. But then on the lighter end, like a porcelain type skin, there are 4 shades as well. But then there's like 8 in between. It's okay. It's okay, because a lot of foundations, drugstore foundations, usually for darker skin women only have 2, and then for porcelain skin women only have 2, so they have 4. But that does pale in comparison when you compare it to the 8 shades that are in between. So, okay, whatever. So let's just get into the claims real quick. I have the Ulta website up. I'm going to read the claims. It says, be your own professional makeup artist with Maybelline SuperStay Full Coverage Foundation. Saturated color pigments provide an ultra-transforming effect in this long-lasting foundation. The lightweight yet high-impact coverage formula glides onto the skin for a flawless finish and lasts all day. It says that it doesn't clog your pores. It's dermatologist tested. It's full coverage foundation with a seamless finish. It even out, camouflages, enhances, minimizes the appearance of flaws and perfection, of course, if it's supposed to be full coverage, and it glides on the skin for breathable wear. They also say the best way to use it is to apply to the face and blend with fingertips, sponge, or blender, basically. Okay, so I'm going to get into my thoughts real quick, and then after that we'll get into the demo. I will have time markers if you just want to see the demo and the wear test, because I recorded that on a different day, so that will be coming up after this. First thing I noticed is the packaging. It's in a glass bottle, pretty sleek, plastic top. It has a pump, so you cannot go wrong with that. That's for easy application. I apply this foundation with a brush, and then I go in with a sponge. That's how I apply all my foundations. Of course, I did not read how you're supposed to do it, but I did notice with a brush, probably the reason why they said to use a sponge, because it's such a full coverage foundation that if you use a brush, it's going to give you a whole bunch of coverage. But I didn't really feel like that was an issue. I only used about 2 pumps, I believe, so a little bit definitely goes a long way. When it dried, I noticed that it dried to a skin-like finish. It wasn't sticky, and it wasn't too drying either. It just looked like skin. You didn't look too dry, but then you didn't look dewy at all. It just looked like your natural, like, skin. It is very easy to blend out. It dries relatively quickly, I believe, but it's very easy to move around on the skin. It just looks great. At first, when I actually got this, I thought that this foundation was a little bit too dark for my skin tone, just a little shade darker. I was thinking I probably should have went to the shade above it. But once I put on the rest of my makeup, it kind of evened out. But if I do end up repurchasing it at this time, with it not being summer where I don't have my summer tan, I probably would go the shade up. And oh, by the way, the shade I have is Warm Coconuts. Now, it definitely is a full coverage foundation. However, I will say that I have dark very dark, like black acne spots just around my chin area going up my side. Now I did notice in those areas that it didn't fully cover the dark spots, and I know it's hard to cover that or hyperpigmentation or whatever. So what I did was I just put a little bit more in that area and blended it out with a beauty blender. So if you have like any dark spots, you might have to put a little bit more in that area and blend it out. I wouldn't suggest that you do 2 layers over your whole face because it can get a little cake and bake pretty fast, especially like in your crease areas, like in your nose areas and stuff as the day goes on. I will say as the day goes on, it held up really well. I wore this foundation for a total of 10 hours and I was pleasantly surprised. Even at the end of the day, after the 10th hour, my oil was starting to seep through. I was a little shiny, but I wasn't like a grease ball or anything. So with that, I feel like I would highly recommend this foundation. I liked it. I would definitely use this on days where I need like a more flawless coverage. My favorite drugstore foundation is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation, but that is like a lighter foundation. But I totally would use this foundation if I was looking for something a little bit more full coverage. I really enjoyed this foundation. So yeah, let's just jump into the demo and the wear test so you guys can see it in work. Hey guys, okay, so I have all my makeup done. So as you already saw in the demo, I used the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser for my primer. I do believe I'm wearing primers during wear test because that's how I usually wear my foundation, and it would be unrealistic if I didn't. I know some people don't like to, but I do. I also set my face, or set where I put the concealer at. I used the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in a medium deep. I also used the Maybelline SuperStay Concealer, and then the foundation shade in the SuperStay foundation I have is Warm Coconut. I do feel like it's just a tad too dark. That would probably be the color I went for in the summertime. I probably could have did the shade above it, but I think so far so good. I feel like it looks really good. I like the way it feels on my skin, but the time now is 10:59 and I have a long day, so I'll probably check in another 4 hours just to see what it's doing. Okay, talk to you guys in a minute. Bye. Hey guys, so I'm doing my first check-in of the day. It's 3:20. So it's been a good almost 4 hours now. This is what the foundation looks like. This is what the foundation looks like so far. I have my glasses on because I usually wear my glasses, but I'm going to step in front of the light to see if you guys see it better. So just use the indents on my nose. But I think that the foundation is looking good still. Just looking in the mirror. It looks good still. I feel like my natural oils are starting to come through. Just oils that you usually get, but I by no means look shiny and like really oily. So I'll check back in at the end of the day and let you know how I look. So this is my last check-in of the night. It is currently 9:35. I have had this foundation on for almost 10 hours, maybe a little over 10 hours. And I actually think it looks really good. Yeah, I feel like I do have a little bit of my oil seeping through, but it's not greasy and it's not terrible. I'm really surprised. I feel like if you apply too much, it could look cakey as the day goes on, but I'm really like impressed. My face doesn't feel sticky I don't feel like weighted down or anything. It looks really, really good. So, yep. Lash check-in of the night.